Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hey, Debbie.
Hello.
Wonderful today here. All righty. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Hey, Dawn, Ed, Eric. Mostly
Hey,
familiar faces. How is everyone?
good.
Good. All right. So if you've been on these before, which I know all of you have, I really try to make it conversational. I love questions. So feel free to either unmute yourself and interrupt me, totally fine, or you can post your questions in the chat. Today, I'm really just going over the group that you're in, and so many people have reached out with questions on distress situations and short sales. So I really wanted to recap exactly what happens inside of our group. And then make sure you stay till the end because I have some special stuff that I just decided to implement next week. I attended a really, really cool national default pros seminar yesterday on FHA and VA and their predictions on what's to come. So we're going to talk a little bit about that later. Okay. So very, very exciting stuff. All right. So all of you, so Dawn and Debbie are currently in the coaching program. So if you have questions, you can certainly ask them. Dawn's fairly new, so very excited to get her going. All right, so this is essentially the free group. So what does that mean exactly, okay? Yeah, Debbie. So I am going to touch on that and what I'm planning to do, which I haven't even told the coaching group yet. So stay tuned. All right, so all of you are in this group. This is BluePrint Short Sales for Real Estate Agents. It is my free group. Now, free is good, but free is not always good. I do come on and coach or train, a couple times a month, okay? So we were doing every single week, and it's just, I don't want to overwhelm you guys. I really want to provide these trainings so you can get an idea of distress situations, short sales, where to find them, what's going on inside of our coaching community. And so this is our free group. Okay. So if you're in the coaching community already, I wouldn't pay too much attention to this group. Okay. This is really just to get your feet wet, come on these community calls and, see what Heather Keller's all about. And that I'm actually a real live person that knows how to get these deals done. Okay. So really just like kind of getting you excited about this particular niche. Okay. So let's talk about the coaching group and what's really involved because I think there's some confusion around that. I've had so many people reach out. So that anyone that's watching this later on, all your questions are being answered here, right? All right, so this is the coaching community. So we currently have 147 members nationwide. We do anticipate this growing, especially with what's to come. Again, I'll talk about that a little bit later. The whole goal is to eventually provide referrals for each other. I have big plans for this coaching community. And Debbie's been with me for a while, and she knows I'm always trying to work on things behind the scenes. So what is the difference? Again, this group right here is the free group, okay? If you want to make this your niche, the free group is not going to get you anywhere. Again, it is just to get your feet wet, to join and see who's a part of my community, to get to know who I am and what I'm all about and our mission, okay? The coaching group is really where it's at, okay? It's $20 a month to join. That is it. So what is included in that $20, okay? Well, you do get access to this group and there's 24/7 support here, okay? So it's either myself commenting or there's a lot of members like Debbie. She's probably closed just as many short sales as me. And you can come in, ask questions, okay? It doesn't matter what the question is. No question silly or stupid. This is real good support, okay? Because if you go to like your managing broker, sorry, but they're probably not going to know how to really navigate this situation. In fact, there's a lot of people that reached out and said, hey, my managing broker is steering me away from these types of deals. No, you can really make a difference in your community. You can really make a good living doing this. And this is what this community is all about. It is members like myself who have the empathy and compassion to help these families. And it will, if you do it the right way, turn to long-term business. And I know that because I've been doing literally the same thing since 2007. So if I did it with my crazy schedule and 2 kids and pregnant and babies and now they're older, then you can, okay? So there's about 3 years worth of trainings in this group. Okay. So when you come on board, you will get tagged in this welcome post. You are also going to get an email. Okay. Make sure you're reading those. It's so important. Communication is huge with us. We send emails and we post in the group. So you want to make sure you're one, getting the emails, and two, your notifications are turned on. Okay. To turn on the notifications, you just push these little buttons here and it will just say manage notifications, okay? So how do you find the past trainings? So again, 3 years of past trainings. So right now we're in the winter spring session. The current session will always be pinned here in the featured. And then the previous one will always be pinned as well, okay? So eventually we're going to be finishing up the winter spring. It will be pinned here and then we'll have summer sessions here. Okay, that's kind of how we do it. It's in, fall, winter, spring, summer. Okay. So what do we have going on right now? Well, since the beginning of January, we have dedicated Tuesdays to bankruptcy. So if you don't know, I have a bankruptcy course that I created. It's awesome. And it's awesome because bankruptcy is my #1 lead source. And I take you through everything. This is not Heather Keller giving you 40% of what she does. It is Heather Keller giving you 110%. So if you follow everything step by step, you will have success, but you have to do it. I can't fly to your location and wring your neck and be like, you got to do this every single day. So if you do it, you'll have success. Okay. But you come on board. So even though you come on today, you're still going to have access to all these past trainings. So everything from January, all of our bankruptcy stuff, all of the special trainings, okay? BK data training with our reps at Property Radar. We had a training on our flow chart, which our flow charts come free with all of our courses. It is the best piece of marketing I have ever created. We did it as a collaboration with the community. It is awesome. Okay. And then we have FHA and partial claims, which I, again, will touch on later as I attend that huge webinar yesterday. And there's some things to come. And then we also had, I think one more here. Oh, expired listings last week. And really, how do you go about that? And so that was something new for me. It was one of our members came on and said, hey, this is what I'm doing. Let me help you. So that's really great with the collaboration inside of the community, okay? So if you want more trainings than this, you just really have to go in and use the magnifying glass and you can search for 2022, 2023, 2024, and there's all of these recordings, all of these downloads, okay? Then, of course, you're going to, like I said, get the support. And what do I mean by that? Well, Melissa has an issue with a reverse mortgage and an HOA. Okay. Thank you, Dawn, for commenting. And I had tagged Kathy because Kathy has had this issue in Florida. So she commented. Natasha's, talking about bankruptcy. And Shapri had a question here. So again, when you have a question, whether it is about the course material, how to find the lead, you all know I use Property Radar. So if you have a property in your area, I can pull it up on my Property Radar and give you a breakdown of what's going on. That's why I love that system so much. So any questions, they go right here, okay? Like I said, no question is silly or stupid. So that's where you're going to go. Plus, we have tons of documents that you'll need for different short sales, right? So we have the authorization, a generic one, pretty much all the authorizations for the banks. If you don't see yours listed, we have it. You just got to ask. It just hasn't been uploaded probably. The short sale packets, checklist, 4506T, no pay stubs form, no bank statements form, all of that great stuff. All right, let me just add sample hardship letter. So you do not have to go and find all of this stuff. If we make it easy for you, it's going to be easy for the homeowners. And that's really our ultimate goal. And then listing documentation, this indemnity agreement, 100% you got to use. Just change my information to yours. It really just protects you. There's no guarantees with the short sale, but we're going to help you do as much due diligence up front to figure all that out so you know that the deal you're taking on, you can actually get closed. Okay. Lender contact information. So this was just updated. Well, let's see, longer now. I've been doing this since 2007, so I've been basically gathering all of this information since then, and we just updated it. So when did we update it last? See, this month, April. Click it. It's about 5-6 pages of all of the lender contact information that you're not going to have to find on your own. Woohoo! All right, questions so far about the actual coaching community? Okay, so like I said, 20 bucks. If you decide you don't like us, you can leave. There's no long-term commitments. However, we really don't want people to just come on and leave. Like, we want to get you going, get you started, and really make this work for you. And it will, but you have to give yourself grace. You got to give yourself patience. Okay. So that's the whole coaching community. Like I said, $20 a month. When you are a member, you get 20% off the courses, and there are 5 courses available. Okay. So ignore these numbers because there is the discount code once you get in the group, and it's 20% off. These are very, very inexpensive courses. It literally is step by step everything that I do. You are not going to need to reinvent anything. It is my exact letters. It is my exact postcards, text messages, everything. Okay. So for example, the auction date lead generation blueprint. I recommend people start with that because auctions are at the very end of the process. Those families need our help like yesterday. So if you have enough data in your area, I recommend that right away. Okay. So inside of there, it is going to take you through step by step everything. It has a postcard. It has an auction letter, which is geared towards short sales. It has an equity letter. It also has the flow chart, which everyone is talking about. Okay. That flow chart no one else is using except our community. Awesome. Flow chart. And so Debbie's she's in my market, and she has told many stories about how she was like, okay, I just want Heather's marketing material. Now she's a really big part of the community. I'm so, so, so thankful for her, and we're very blessed to have her. But she's doing the flow chart and postcard, and I'm doing the flow chart and the auction letter. Okay. Everything is editable, super easy. I've made videos for everything. Literally a kindergartner could do it. Okay. And then we have the pre-foreclosure lead generation. You could also implement that, but remember those people know that they can wait a little bit. There's 8 letters inside of here. And when I say it takes you through start to finish, literally from the very beginning, setting up your leads, finding the leads, organizing the leads, when to pull the leads, all the way through the actual closing, what you have to do prior to closing. How do you review the HUD? How do you review the title commitment? How do you get the HUD prepared? What do you got to do prior to closing? My social media posts, checklist, you name it, it's there. Okay. And then we have our books. So all of the books are editable in Canva. And if you don't like Canva, you can hire my design coordinator. Super easy. It's both of those books. Those books, I don't even use business cards. Those are actually my business cards. Okay. I use them at community events. I pass them out everywhere. I just carry them along. Okay. Valuable resources for your community and building relationships with attorneys. You have to have relationships with attorneys to really make this long term. Okay. And that's going to take a little bit of time. But if you start sending out those auction letters, you're going to start to be able to refer out to attorneys. Great way to build a relationship. Okay. We also have the building powerful attorney relationships. So what do we exactly do? How do we find the attorneys? What the heck do we say? What do we give to them? It's all there. And then bankruptcy is my number one lead source. We can now find all of the bankruptcy data, who's in a 7, who's in a 13, and who their bankruptcy attorney is through Property Radar. Huge, huge, huge. Okay. This is what we're going through right now every single Tuesday. So pretty powerful stuff. It's all there. There is also another book that we created. It's called The Ultimate Guide to Selling Your Home During or After Bankruptcy. Very different when it comes to a 7 and a 13. So how do you get on top of that because bankruptcies are rising, and build those relationships with those attorneys because eventually people will probably have to sell. Okay. So those are our courses. Like I said, $20 for the coaching community, and then you get the 20% off discount for joining. Okay, questions on that? Otherwise, I'm going to tell you what is to come next week. Also, so Dawn, I think you've already scheduled. So anyone that is brand new, or maybe you just want to recap for anyone that's watching later, this Monday, we're going to do a new member orientation inside of the coaching community. So that's really what you should be doing in these first few days, how to navigate our group, make sure you understand the difference between the two groups. How do you access everything? So if you're brand new, you got to start there. Okay. So, if you're like on the fence still, you can still join. I'm going to get the link for you and you can still join and just kind of see what it's all about. But new member orientation. Okay, hold on. There's the link. Okay, questions on all that? All right, so here is the thing. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this. Debbie, I know. I don't know why people like, I think maybe I'm not clear and maybe I'm not, maybe they still think they can't make any money or that there's no data in their area. Hello, there is. Trust me, you're just not dealing with it every day like Debbie and I are. Happy to review the numbers if you want to post your counties, because we have a smaller group. Happy to review those numbers with you. But if you send out those auction letters or the postcards like Debbie's doing and the flow chart every single week, your phone will ring and then you'll be able to start referring that business to bankruptcy attorneys. It works. If it didn't, I would not still be doing this after, 18 years. So 2025.
Can I say something?
Yes, you can.
Okay, guys, I am on here because I want to hear what Heather's going to say next. But what I'm going to say to you guys is, and I said it in the chat, if you're on the fence, get off. I mean, this is an incredible way of helping people. And I have not done as many short sales as Heather, but I've been involved since 2009, and she is a competitor in my area. And I joined her program a couple of years ago just because I wanted to get a couple of her books that she uses as her business cards. And I got to tell you, I paid a lot more than what she's giving you for the program. And it is well worth it. I'm still here 2 years later, and I had already done over 300 short sales. So it's not like I was new and didn't need it, but she's got some incredible tools. and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And there is a whole community besides Heather that is helpful with stuff like, how to do AI with this stuff and how to do this and how to do that. I mean, there is a whole group, people from Las Vegas and California and Florida that just pull together and will help you get through this process. And of course, Heather's like the top of the chart. She has more knowledge than, I mean, she's probably forgotten more than I know. But anyway, I really strongly encourage you. And I don't get anything for this. Like I said, she's my competitor. But for you and for you helping other people, it is going to be a fabulous decision that you're going to make, and for a very minimal investment. I mean, there's coaches and people out there that want to charge you thousands and thousands of dollars. And this, you are available. She trains every week. If you have a question, she'll do a video for you on how to step through it. I mean, it's really incredible. I really can't speak highly enough for her, except I want her to stay out of my town. But anyway, just a joke. I'll shut up.
I don't market in Debbie's town, but sometimes it's funny because my attorneys will be like, hey, I have a deal in Mount Prospect, and I have to like wave to Debbie. It's really hilarious. But yeah, so thanks for joining us, Debbie. Anyways, let me just show you actually real quick the BluePrint auction, and then I'm going to tell you what's to come next week that I literally decided yesterday that I was going to do. So here's one of the courses. So they're all through my Stan store, pretty easy. All the lessons are me making the video. There's, hundreds of videos in all of these lessons. But like I said, it just really takes you through step by step. So it is a lot. You're going to have to really give yourself some patience to get through it. But once you get through it and you get consistent with it, it's really, really great. You'll start to get calls. And then maybe you start something new like Sharon did in our group last week, and she started texting expired listings, and she's texted 15 people, got 5 listings from it. So Debbie, I don't know if you watched that one yet, or Dawn, but definitely go back and watch that. Okay. So yesterday I attended, and this was one of the members in our group had mentioned that there was these professionals coming on, because there's a lot talking about, there's a lot going on in the news with what's going on with FHA and VA. Anyone else hear about it? So I decided I wanted to attend this webinar. It was called Partial Truth About Partial Claims webinar. Okay. So what the heck is that? Well, the professionals came on and they talked to us about these partial claims. So if you're not doing short sales or distress situations every day, FHA, there's a huge issue going on right now. Pre-COVID, there wasn't a lot of loan modifications. Post-COVID, what they had in place was they were just giving loan modifications to all these FHA mortgages, okay? So when someone gets a loan modification, let's say you're $25,000 behind on your mortgage, they take that $25,000 and they're going to put it on the title of your property as a partial claim. So there's people that inside of our community, we're talking to these people. They have 1 partial claim, 2 partial claims, 3, 4. We've seen 5 partial claims. That is 5 loan modifications, okay? And the whole thing, why all of this is going on, is that is coming to a halt in September of 2025. So there's going to be new rules in place. They're hoping to only do 1 loan modification every 2 years. There's still a lot of stuff coming. VA, like there's a program that's stopping May 1st. So anyways, they went through all of this. Did you guys know that consumer debt has reached an all-time high of $18 trillion? 18 trillion. I was like, what the heck? Okay, so here's the other thing, credit card and auto loans. So if you done these type of deals before, so Debbie could probably say, people always stop making their auto and credit card payments first because they want to stay current with their home, right? They don't want to lose their home. So it starts with auto and credit cards. Credit card and auto loan delinquencies are higher than they were pre-COVID, okay? So now this isn't just me pulling these numbers out of these were all the numbers on this webinar that was yesterday, the professionals in the industry, okay? So there was a lot going on. And I want to basically take that hour webinar and break it, hey Geraldine, break it down in a very simple manner so all of you understand, and then how you can take that data and come and join us, learn from us, and start taking on those VAs and FHAs, especially with what's to come later on. Now, they did not pose this as doom and gloom. It's not going to be that, okay? It ain't. But there is an issue with the partial claims because those people, they don't have equity if they have 3, 4, 5 partial claims. They should have sold a long time ago, but they're in denial and they're not going to make any money. It is going to be a short sale. So how do you get in front of that, right? So anyways, I've named, so next week, so you'll see it, I'm going to create a Calendly. You can join. This is going to be next Thursday. It is going to be a combo class with my coaching community and the free group, just because I want all of you to know what's going on, okay? If this is your niche, where else are you going to go? You're not going to find anyone that's as cool as me, as fun as me, as fun as our group, okay? So I have named it. I'll tell you what I named it. Let me get out my notes. Yes, I'm taking a lot of notes. Okay. It is going to called Mortgage Meltdown or Moment of Truth. Positioning your business for what's next. Okay. So we are going to lay it all out. It's going to be next Thursday. Okay. So watch for the Calendly link. You'll have to register. And that's going to be next Thursday. But don't forget, you can join us beforehand, okay? And you can do, so Geraldine, I'm not sure if you're scheduled, but on Monday, we're doing a new orientation for new member orientation. I sent you the link in a text. So make sure you sign up for that. I'm going to try to have those every couple of weeks just because it is important that when people come on that they get started in the right way. And I want to make sure you're on track. So Eric said, yeah, so there's definitely a lot of changes coming, and I'm going to go through all of that. They provided me with their PowerPoints, and I'm not going to take their PowerPoints, but I'm going to recap it in a more simple, easy way. I think that sometimes attorneys or, top professionals, they confuse things a little bit. And I'm not going to confuse you. So it's going to be a breakdown of what happened in the webinar yesterday, and then how you can take that and implement it into your business so you can thrive, Q4 and all of next year and what's to come. Yes, lots of changes coming to FHA, Eric. Okay, very exciting stuff, right? All right, any questions on that? I don't have the Calendly link ready yet, so be sure, hopefully you're checking your emails or you're in the free group and you're checking all that. If you're in the coaching community, it will be in our weekly announcements Monday, okay? But for anyone that wants to sign up for the new member orientation, even if you're on the fence, sign up for Monday. It's at 11 a.m. Central, and we'll break down the step-by-steps of really how to get going. Any questions? Oh yeah, I can post the link to. Here's the link for the membership. So once you're in there, we'll tag you in the welcome and it will have all the details with the discounts and whatnot. We're really big on communication. And so you do want to make sure you put in the correct email that you're checking often, because on Mondays we send out weekly announcements. Everything always gets updated in the group. Every hour before each training session, we get a reminder. And then on Fridays, you'll get a recap of all of the trainings that we've had. So I'll go ahead and stay on for a few minutes if there's any questions, maybe about a current deal, something you're working on. The FHA, I don't want to give too much of the webinar from yesterday, but I'm going to take the next few days and, like I said, really recap it. Please come next Thursday. If this is the niche that you're looking to get into, this is something you're not going to want to miss, because like I said, it's not just me saying it. Even though I've been saying this for a while and something's been going on, the professionals has come on and essentially just said, yep, you're right. Okay. Otherwise, I appreciate everyone always attending these. Thank you very much. But yes, we'll be live next Thursday, which is going to, and then we'll do another one in May, probably towards the end of May.
I have a question. I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Dawn.
It actually concerns mailings.
Okay.
I'm looking at auction dates for May 23rd, June 20th, and July 18th. How, like I've already mailed out for the 23rd, for May and June. Do I mail them weekly, or like for July, I don't think I need to mail weekly until maybe June?
So you don't have are you set up yet with the auction date course?
Not yet.
Okay. So let me just recap that. But I promise you're going to love that course. It will walk you through how to send them out, how to organize them, but you do want to send out every single week, period. Because sometimes they need to see you many times before they call. So right now, my team is sending out this week 226, I think, letters. We're sending the auction letter with the flow chart. Okay. So both of those go in and it gets sent out every week. Okay. Even if they have an auction in July, still got to go out. So it may sound a little bit confusing, Dawn, but once you do get into the course, it's going to be a lot easier for you to understand, why we're sending them every week, including the actual auction date, why we do that. And then of course, the flow charts, which people will be very amazed by, that flow chart. But yes, you do want to send them out every week.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Every week. Other questions? All righty. So I hopefully will see some of you on Monday. And like I said, make sure you clear your schedule for next Thursday. And we're going to have everyone from coaching community and our free group come on, and I'm going to recap everything as to what's going on with FHA and VA. So hopefully you can position yourself in your market for that as a specialist. But also they did touch on some bankruptcy stuff, which is kind of crazy. So I look forward to talking about it next week. You're welcome, Charles. You're welcome, Marilyn.
I have to go. You have a great weekend. See you next week.
Yeah, Dawn. See you next week.
Hi, Heather. I gotta go also. Thank you. I think I missed majority of the class, but I'm pretty sure you were just going over what you are going to be doing next week. So,
Yeah, so this
but
power, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. So
Yes.
this power hour is mostly to get people in my free group excited to really, make this their niche. I love when people come on. Debbie's very kind. She comes on, sits, and she's a part of the coaching community. So it's a combo class, but I know Monday, if you're not registered for Monday's new member orientation, definitely, because I'm going to break down what's important to look at, what's not important, or as important, I should say, and then really diving into the group, because I know you're new and I want to make sure you get started on the right foot.
Right. I will be there Monday, so I just haven't registered yet.
Okay.
I've been very swamped, but I'll take care of that once I take a breather.
That's okay. Just text me if you have any questions, okay?
Will do.
All right, everyone, have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.